Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is not a recap of Vanderpump Rules, but rather a little discussion. It's kind of a mother-daughter deep dive into the Scandoval. I had talked about it a little bit with you guys. I asked if you wanted me to have Jade on to talk about everything that she's learned as somebody who listens to the podcasts and she's on Reddit and all that kind of stuff. And the vast majority of you were like, yes, we need to hear from Jade. So I decided to do this in a separate kind of video so that if it isn't your thing, no problem. You don't have to worry about it. We're not recapping an episode. We're just kind of dishing about everybody on the cast. And actually, what we're mostly doing is going frame by frame in discussing the Midseason trailer, which was phenomenal. I had to play it 5 times in a row before my eyes could take it all in. It was so good. So that's pretty much it. We had a lot of fun recording it, and I hope you guys enjoy watching it. Take a look. Okay. Hi, Jade. Nice to see you. Let's pretend we didn't have tech week. It felt like a week of tech earlier today.
It was a doozy.
You guys, I tried to make this happen for you. I wanted to get this split screen. It was very complicated. Behind the scenes is rough. You've seen me come in the room in tears because my microphone wasn't on and I was just filming for 2 hours tech's a bit of a nightmare, but I think we're good. Mom and daughter getting into the Scandoval of it all. All right, let me take a sip of my water. That looks fancy. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking a skinny, dirty Shirley.
What did you make on FaceTime for me and Dad that time when you were making... Was it just a martini? Dirty martini.
A dirty martini.
Okay. So what is this? What's the skinny, dirty Shirley?
Oh, this is just a little bit of 100% cherry juice. We've got some vanilla seltzer from Whole Foods, a little squeezy of stevia, 2 maraschino cherries, and the teensiest little bit of maraschino cherry juice. And then these little mason jars that are all over Amazon. I feel
sorry about that. Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Take the edge off.
Yeah. All right. So, as I have been telling people,
yes.
You know more about stuff that's going on than I do because you listen to a lot of the podcasts. Okay. I think we need to get this off the table right away. I have a correction, slight. I need to make a correction.
The fact checkers are coming. You implied that I listen to Shenanigans. I do not.
You're not a Shenanigans fan.
A episode of Shenanigans, nor would I ever.
Okay. All right.
I just didn't want the good people of Jill Informed thinking I would be dabbling in shenanigans, so I had to clear the air immediately.
Okay. So, but you did listen to Vile Files, which is Nick Vile's podcast. He had Kristen Doty on.
Yes, so Kristen has been really spilling the tea because she is not in contract, of course. So any podcast she does, I feel like that's where we're getting the scoop. Mm-hmm. So she has her own podcast, not listening to that. But she was the one who was really able to give all the scoop. And then she goes on Vile Files podcast. She gives even more of the scoop. Any of those, Give Them Lala, that we're barely getting anything. So I'm not really interested there. That's really
What about Stassi's? She's got a podcast too.
I really like Stassi. I know that's a controversial opinion. Of course, we all condemn Stassi's actions. I genuinely believe that Stassi feels a lot of remorse for her wrongdoings towards Faith. But I think Stassi's really just trying to live kind of a mom life with Beau, with Hartford. Yeah. So she's really kind of staying away from Vanderpump Rules. She did speak about it a little bit, but I think mostly outside of her friendship with Katie, she's not super connected to this current group. She's certainly not friends with James. I even think her friendship with Lala has dwindled. I think she's friendly with Kristen, but I don't think her and Kristen are nearly as close as they used to be. So she did speak on it a little bit in her podcast, but almost more of an outsider in comparing it to her own parallel of how when she was dating Jax, learning about how Jax was with Kristen, how that must feel for Ariana.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a second real quick, because a lot of people think, what's the big deal? They all sleep with each other. So what? Everyone cheats on everybody else. They all seem to intermingle in a very, incestuous way in that group. And I know how I feel about what the difference is, but you consider this to be different than normal hookups.
Entirely.
For example, Lala just announced it was no big deal. She told Raquel, yeah, James and I did hook up when you guys were together. It was the beginning of your relationship and the beginning of her relationship with Rand. So that's cheating on both ways, right? She cheated on Rand, James cheated on Raquel, and yet nobody is outraged the way everyone seems to be outraged about this. How do you consider that to be different?
Yeah, I think one of the fundamental differences is, Lala's end. I think Lala's side of the street is clean because Rand had a full-on wife while Lala was with James. So as far as I'm concerned...
Okay, then she cheated with Rand and his poor wife. Lala's street is not clean.
I completely disagree. Okay. Lala was told, and I have listened to many podcasts on this, and Rand's wife can also attest to this. Lala was being told, and Lala had met Rand's parents at the time too, being told this man separated. Yeah. Lala was being fed the narrative that I'm separated, but I have 2 little children, so we have to keep this hush-hush because I don't want to date anyone until I'm fully divorced. Meanwhile, he was fully with his ex-wife, Amber, and they were working on their marriage. Meanwhile, Lala and Amber are very good friends, his ex-wives.
Since they've become good friends.
Yes, since they've become very good friends.
Yeah.
So while Lala was with Rand...
She didn't know she was cheating.
She didn't know she was...
Yeah, she just... Okay.
In James, fully cheated on Raquel, but I think this is before they lived together too, so it's wrong, but it's completely different stages of your relationship too.
Then I guess the issue for people is Ariana was the other woman because Sandoval was with Kristen when they first kissed, Ariana and Sandoval.
Oh my God, it's such a horrible comparison, and this is coming straight from Kristen. Kristen said they both cheated on each other many times.
She and Sandoval.
Yes, 6 years. They should have split up after 2 years. And the extent of Sandoval's involvement with Ariana is that they both were bartenders together. They started to fall together, and if anything, the emotional affair was probably stronger because they would get to talking and kind of fell for each other. And I think they shared a kiss in a pool, and then Ariana was like, "That's it. This cannot go further," because they started to kind of fall for each other. Ariana was like, "You got to break this off because I'm not gonna proceed because you have a commitment to somebody else."
Okay, so the timing couldn't be better. Yeah. Because the mid-season trailer just came out, and Jade, I don't know about you, but I feel like I went over it and over it and over it. It's like 1 minute and 31 seconds, and it would end. Everything was happening so fast. I had to play it again and again, and I kept going over and over one shot in particular because we don't know who that is, but we'll get into that in a minute. But I definitely want to dissect that with you here today. Okay. So the first scene, Scheana's wedding.
Yeah. Scheana's hair looks crazy.
Okay, but it's not like Teresa Giudice's crazy.
No, but
it's not like 4 feet up above her head.
So it looks like she got inspired by Kim Kardashian's wedding hair when she got married to Kanye and added a bunch of volume. And if you want to do a comparison, that would be the comparison shot.
Okay. All right, let's move on. It looks like Ariana and Katie are opening their sandwich shop because I can see the sign behind them says something about her. That's the name of the shop. Yeah. And Christina Kelly walks in, she's like, "Oh, you got this space," and there's flowers there and everything. So are we to assume that it is the space that Lisa Vanderpump found that is right next to Sir?
Totally.
Yeah, right?
It makes so much sense too, because you can do everything in one day. Then you can have lunch at something about her, and then you can have dinner at Sir or Tom Tom, and then drinks at Pump or whatever.
Yeah. Tom Tom's on the same street?
Yes.
Oh my God, of course. Does Lisa own the whole block?
She must.
Eventually, she will.
And then the Abbey is across the street.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll get into that because that's part of the trailer too. All right, let's go back. is that Katie's new boyfriend. Katie is
about twice the size of the boyfriend, and that's a comment on the boyfriend, not Katie. Katie looks banging.
Katie looks.
Slam on the boyfriend.
Katie looks gorgeous during this.
He's never looked better.
Date.
The boyfriend's like a toothpick.
Well, I mean,
I could snap that boyfriend in half.
He's a small boy.
It's a small little fellow.
Except the only thing not small about him, those pants. What's
it looks like a balloon.
Is that a thing now? Those like big, like 80s kind of pants?
It is a thing now.
Okay. All right.
It shouldn't be a thing.
But it is. All right. And if you notice the first time or one of the 100 times before this that I watched the trailer, he appears in another scene. This isn't just like one single date and then she never sees him again.
Yeah.
So, all right. That's ready to go back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Now, I sent you a picture of this. Yeah. We need to dissect this picture. It is such a brief moment that you can't totally identify. I mean, we can all guess it's Raquel, but she's got an eye mask on. There, I am seeing some sort of like a travel neck pillow that she's on right there. And Tom Sandoval, of course, leaning in to kiss her. And then, Jade, what do you know about this picture?
Well, Reddit was all over this picture, so let me just pull up my notes. So Reddit was actually able to find that the teal paint in the background in the wood lattice bed frame, the teak bed frame.
That headboard. Mm-hmm.
Yes, won Dreams Natura Resort and Spa, and that is the same hotel, the Dreams Resort and Spa, where one Scheana and Brock got married. Debunked, that is not Sandoval and Raquel, although they definitely wanted to seem like it. That is the same place where Scheana and Brock got married. It has to be Ariana.
Oh, you're kidding me. I still thought it was Raquel.
No way. They don't have anything on footage. If producers knew that it was Raquel, we would definitely.
You're right.
They would not.
I just thought because
it's a camera crew.
I thought it could be later after, because supposedly, isn't there supposed to be one kiss that is on camera between Sandoval and Raquel? I thought maybe that was the kiss.
Yeah, but he's not going to be shirtless.
Yeah, you're right. Of course, it's not Raquel. That would have just been too juicy. Sorry. This scene reminds me of you and I, like when you were in Brownies doing a craft. Yeah. Are they making jewelry? What's happening here? They have like little pliers. Yeah. This is, I'm sorry, I should say, this is Scheana and Raquel. It looks like they're making jewelry.
Someone wants a dupe of some anthropology something that they can't afford the $3,000 version of, and Scheana decided she could make it herself. That's what's happening. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, okay.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. I thought like you read that somewhere. All right, no. Okay, so that's your guess.
That's my guess. Yeah. That's my guess. It's a $6,000 chandelier from Anthropology, and Scheana's like, we can make it ourselves.
Okay. So Scheana in this scene, Scheana and Raquel are with pliers and wire, and they're making little whatever. And Scheana says something to the effect of, well, I used to be the homewrecker whore, and then it was Lala, and now it's you. To which Raquel laughs.
Raquel, like, you don't laugh of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those, like, future cringe alert, because if you only knew. But Raquel just thinking, pretty much. Yeah, and she thinks it's funny. Okay, is this Scheana's wedding?
Yeah, because that's when I was told was their first kiss between Schwartz and Raquel.
Yeah, so that's what the next scene is. We see from a couple of angles. They're sitting at a table, Tom Schwartz and Raquel. They're dressed up. It looks like it's at Scheana and Brock's reception, and they lean in for a kiss. This kiss, pretty mild by all accounts.
Has gone on record saying no chemistry between me and Raquel. It's like kissing my sister.
Yeah. For contrast, the kiss with Oliver was way more passionate.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, yeah, Katie, this is my husband. So what do you think that's about?
I feel for Katie. I don't know. I get it if you guys disagree with me. I totally feel for Katie. I think Katie really wanted it to work with Schwartz. She just wanted Schwartz to step up. She did not want to divorce him. She wanted him to be the husband she needed him to be. She wanted him to listen, to be attentive to her, to show up. She did not fall out of love with the guy. It was, you couldn't meet my needs and I'm gonna have to walk away. Yeah. But she doesn't want him to kiss other people. It sucks. It sucks that they couldn't work out. Get why she's feeling this way, and it sucks that they're all on a reality show and now he's making out with someone, but it didn't mean that the marriage was working. So I get all of these complicated emotions. It makes sense. It's not well, Katie, you divorced the guy. I get why she had to divorce him. He was a sucky husband.
Well, also, let me just say this, because I totally do not think that it is too much to ask of someone, your ex, that you're no longer with. And yes, you have no longer any ties to what he does. You don't have any say-so in that. I don't think it's too much to say, could you just keep it outside our friend group? Could you just not have it in my face? To her point, she's been on dates too. She doesn't, not on camera, not in his face. It's way more complicated than a normal breakup.
And I know that you have said oh, Katie's always bitter all the time. Katie's always mean. Yeah, because her husband sucks and she gets no support from home. And she's a mother. She's a mother to her husband. Yeah. So I get it's not always fun all the time like everyone else, but that's because she's busy being a mother to a 38-year-old man. So yeah, I get it. Katie's mean all the time, but that's because Schwartz gets to have fun and be Bubba and Schwartz is here. Well, meanwhile, she's probably feeding the dogs. She's getting taking care of insurance for everyone in the house and taking the trash out and coordinating stuff. Well, Schwartz gets to be Mr. Fun Guy. So yeah, sorry, she's mean. She's naggy. She has to do the grocery shopping. I promise you she's taking care of everything else while he's leveraging the house and taking mortgage out on everything they own.
Well, you saw his apartment now. He can't even unpack. Why did they both have to move out of the house? They had to sell the house? Is that...
I'm sure, because didn't he take out 2 mortgages on the house?
To open Schwartz and Sandy's?
Yes. It made me so sad seeing her mom, at the table.
That was sad.
And, how much they all love him and love him as a human. But, you can't make the marriage work when he's not, putting up his end of the bargain.
Yeah. He's been part of her family for, 12 years. I would miss Andrew if you broke up.
Yes, right. It's just so painful. It's so painful. And watching, I get her rage and that inner conflict of being we didn't split up because we fell out of love. It was because you refused to be the man I needed you to be. So I hate that Katie gets a bad rap. That just really bothers me.
Okay.
For Katie, that's me on my soapbox.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go on. Whose pool? Where are we at? Where do you think we're at? Is this a pool? Somebody said something about a pool party. I saw a little preview where Ariana and Katie were talking to Lisa Vanderpump and they're yeah, we're going to a pool party. Do you want to go? And Lisa goes, oh yes, I'll wear my thong. So I don't know if this is a pool party at someone's house or what do you think?
I have no idea.
All right. So the white sunglasses, is that Raquel?
Yeah, it's Raquel.
Okay. In the pool, Sandoval's in the pool, and Ariana is in the pool, topless. Maybe we haven't seen it yet, but there's some guy, I don't know.
Oh, yes, okay. I have confirmation on this. That's Ariana's gay best friend, and he posted on Instagram, he was wait for editors to edit me like I'm straight.
Oh, okay.
They're just trying to,
Okay. You know what? I know better than to think that these teasers, these trailers have super juicy stuff. It's always
turns out to be nothing, but okay.
Yeah. All right. Good to know. I mean, now things are happening super fast.
We didn't know what that was.
Okay, we don't know what that was. Now we see just Katie saying, I want to light them both on fire. Probably so you think that's about Raquel and Schwartz?
I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay. Lala's on a boat or something. It looks like they're on a yacht. And Lala is talking to, is that Allie?
Allie, with the sunglasses, yeah.
Okay, so she says, you need to know what you're getting into. So now Lala is warning Allie about James, I think. Because before it was Raquel, and you had said before, you have never needed an ex-girlfriend to come and tell you about any guy that you were dating, nor have you ever gone to some girl and talked to her about your ex-boyfriend.
That's the last thing anybody means, unless it's a rare situation where you're dating somebody with like a bunch of financial trouble, or you're dating somebody with like identity theft issues or something. If you're just dating a regular douchebag, like, you can just learn that on your own. And that's what James Kennedy is.
Yeah, I agree. No girl needs to stick around and warn every next girlfriend.
No, that's just a treat she can discover on her own.
Stop! Should I ask Ali to marry me? Oh, God, James.
I love James. So chaotic. He was built for reality TV. What would we do without him?
Is it because he was just engaged and now he needs to be engaged again?
Yeah, it's like a commitment holic.
Yeah. And Schwartz, open relationships are tough. Is he implying that Ariana and Sandoval had an open relationship?
That's gotta be a nothing burger.
Probably.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's gotta be nothing. I promise you, if the relationship was open, like, we would know.
Well, it's not open. This was somebody who tweeted at Ariana, and it reads, "I'm out of the loop a few seasons other than Twitter updates. So is Ariana no longer bi?" I think that would mean relationships outside of her and throw up emoji, Sandoval. I don't care either way. I just like her 100 times more than him. She could do so much better with whoever she wants. And then Ariana replies to her and says, bisexual, not polyamorous. So to me, that means that Ariana is saying, yes, I'm bisexual, but that's whomever I am with at the time. I am monogamous with them.
Yes.
So don't confuse that to mean that this is some kind of open relationship. So whether people are speculating whether or not Sandoval and Ariana had an open relationship, to me, it definitely sounds like Ariana is saying they did not.
Yes, I agree.
So Scheana, this is a full-blown love affair with her nails. This is a full-blown love affair. Who do you think she's talking about?
Raquel.
And
Sandy.
Schwartz. She wants that to happen. So that you think happened, that's partly, like, that was filmed now after this came out. If this trailer, this mid-season trailer, if it's going in chronological order, from now on, these should be comments made after the Scandoval broke.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the first one. Scheana, very upset in a bucket hat, saying this was a full-blown affair.
Yeah, because she's also like a little delighted, and that's very Scheana.
Yeah. She doesn't look delighted, but yeah, I know she is.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's go on. Do we want to act this out?
Yeah, but I need to go back in time.
Okay. Am I Sandoval?
Yeah.
Okay. I wish we both would have tried harder.
You don't deserve one tear of mine.
That was good. That was good.
Okay.
Oh, well, you do Sandoval.
Well, then I need to go back and get my line.
I wish we both would have tried harder.
I wish we both would have tried harder.
You don't deserve one fucking tear of mine.
That felt more natural for us.
Okay. All right, next. Let's move on. First of all, I don't know where everybody is. It looks like they're in some crappy Airbnb somewhere.
Who's that? Who's that tiny man next to Katie?
I told you. I told you. He is like a regular player now.
I just need to stress enough, like, how good Katie looks. Like, Katie looks fire flames, but twice the size that man. That man looks like he has not eaten in a week. Like, he was stranded in a cave. And Katie's never looked better, in my opinion. Like, she has that breakup glow up, but she's twice his size. And why do they have rolls of cutlery? Is that Schwartz and Sandy's?
I feel like they're in bathing suits. Are they on a trip?
But where else would there be rolls of cutlery inside of napkins?
I don't know. Maybe somebody stole it from Sir. Look at that crappy TV mounted on the wall with the cord coming down.
Schwartz and Sandy's.
No.
Do not act like that couldn't be Schwartz and Sandy's.
Is it supposed to be like a dive bar?
Yes, isn't the whole point like LSD dive bar?
I mean, maybe it is.
Who's that man with his arm around Katie? That tiny little man.
At least you're calling him a man.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yes. He looks like Timothy Chalamet's little brother. Although he does look like his name should be Timothy.
He does. He looks like his name should be Timothy more than Timothy Chalamet's name.
Right.
Sounds like it should be Timothy.
Yeah. Tiny Tim. We'll just call him Tiny Tim. Okay, so let's just get to the scene, though. Lala says she saw the both of you at the Abbey together.
I'm sorry, I'm back to Sandoval holding his squirt like this with the nail polish.
Okay, so the comment is, she saw you both at the Abbey together. I don't know who the she is that saw them, but I think she's talking about Sandoval and Raquel, because Raquel is sitting there too.
Hair like Skipper, like a Bratz doll with her little hair, like with Charli.
Yeah.
Shouldn't she look more scared? If this affair came out, those girls would not be anywhere near Raquel, which is why now I feel like we're out of chronological order.
Oh, okay.
Don't we think?
I don't know.
I would think those girls would step foot in the same room with Raquel after Scheana just backhanded her.
Yeah. Okay, this isn't about like the double dating thing. Did you hear about that?
Maybe. Oh, with Joe and
Schwartz.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
But Katie's sitting right there too, so I don't know like who she is. She saw you both at the Abbey.
Katie's boy toy.
Yeah. Katie and TT, Tiny Tim. I'm just confused about that. Now, as long as we're talking about Joe, one of the pictures that I sent you.
Let me pull up my evidence locker.
Yep. So just to refresh everybody's memory, Joe is roommates with Schwartz in this apartment. But Schwartz says they're just friends. It's platonic. They're roommates. Then we find out that Joe was his hairstylist. And just recently, in fact, just 2 days ago, and we're filming this on Tuesday, March 21st. So just 2 days ago, this is what Katie posted on Instagram. It says, Joe is spooky. I mean, none of us could stand to be around her. Her energy is on par with a crackhead. But when Tom and I announced our divorce almost a year ago, the last thing she texted me was, Bieber loves you, I love you, and I'm so supporting of your inner thoughts and visions. Live in the moment, you're a gem, and I've always respected you. I love you, XO Joe.
I mean, Katie's assessment wasn't terribly off.
Okay, but then Katie says she is a psycho and I will light her on fire with Raquel. No, I'm sorry. She actually says Rachel. And I will light her on fire with Rachel. We should talk about that real quick. Apparently, Raquel's real name is Rachel, and she changed it to Raquel. So many people are calling her Rachel.
Yeah.
Probably just to irritate her. But anyway, so yes, she is a psycho, and I will also light her on fire with Rachel, which I think is kind of funny. So what do you know anything about Joe?
I don't know anything about Joe other than basically the information you brought up here today. I do know that she's a hairstylist and that Schwartz was quoted saying, like, oh, I think this might have been to TMZ. Did you see that Schwartz spoke to TMZ at the airport about all of this?
I know something about that, but I didn't see it.
It was like the most friendly, like, TMZ call to the airport. When you're at the airport, like, in anybody's speaks to you, you're kind of like, leave me alone, I'm at the airport, let alone TMZ trying to get a quote. And he was like, oh, hey guys. Hey TMZ. Yeah. Oh, what a crazy scandal. What do you guys think? Oh, it's crazy, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, they asked him about Joe, and he said, you know, oh yeah, Joe, she's a phenomenal hairstylist. She's a great hairstylist. And so Schwartz knows anything about what makes a great hairstylist from a crappy one. Yeah. So that's when I knew that they were sleeping together. Okay. Schwartz would have no idea what makes a good hairstylist.
Okay. So I guess they have been sort of going out on double dates. Sandoval, Raquel, Schwartz, and Joe. And if I'm not mistaken, like, Schwartz is with Joe now. Like, they're a couple now.
Dating?
I think. Well, I don't know anything. I'm ill-informed. I'm Jill-informed. But this is what I think. So I don't mean to put false information out there, but yeah, this is what I think.
So how does Katie know Joe is my question.
Well, I did read that, I think from Daily Mail, that she was Schwartz's hairstylist.
But why would Katie know
maybe
Schwartz's hairstylist?
Maybe she hung around them, or did he? I don't know. Maybe she was just floating around the periphery of the cast, you know? A little bit. Let's go back. We have a little bit more of the trailer. Are you ready to go back?
Yeah. let me just get my screen up.
The Raquel saying, I don't regret our relationship.
Of course you don't, because you have no conscience.
So, I mean, this is, you think after the fact, right? And that she's
Yes.
talking about Sandoval?
She has no moral obligation to anybody but herself. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't like a one-night occurrence and she felt sick to her stomach. What was I doing? What was I thinking? How could I make this horrible mistake to somebody I cared about? No, it was, I don't regret it, and I want to be with you, Tom.
But Ariana was so nice to her. That's what kills me. Even when she was being shunned by the witches of WeHo and everything, Ariana was always kind to her.
Yes. Yes, and you know what, like, Dr. Drew was on Juicy Scoop podcast, and he was saying, like, Raquel hired a couple crisis PR firms, and the first one dropped her. And I believe the first one dropped her when she attempted to falsify injuries from Scheana. Mm-hmm. So Raquel is alleging, I believe, that Scheana decked her in the face.
Yeah.
She didn't, is what I'm gathering. I guess Scheana and friends, I'm getting this through Kristen, is saying that Scheana, I guess, grabbed her phone, threw it in the gutter or something where she couldn't get to it, and then, I guess, knocked Raquel into a wall or something that does not have any physical injuries. Because of this, it would be very hard to prove to get a restraining order. Mm-hmm. So Raquel's first crisis, or no, not the first crisis PR. Raquel was then trying to amplify the story and say that Scheana, like, hit her in the eye and then, like, kind of used makeup to falsify a black eye so that she could have some
a la Amber Heard.
Exactly.
She Amber Heard herself.
She Amber Heard herself. So the first crisis PR got a whiff of this, and I think in light of the Amber and Johnny trial was like, we don't want to touch this. Yeah. So they dropped her immediately. The second one had Raquel do that long apology about how, I'm codependent, I'm addicted to love, I'm obsessed with all of these relationships. Well, Dr. Drew was on the Juicy Scoop podcast, and he kind of talked about how if all of this is true and she's addicted to love and stuff, that will all kind of reveal itself later. But it sounds like with this, she's not really sorry. And like a true kind of love addict is just addicted to the feeling of being loved and obsessed with the validation and needing to be with the person. And it doesn't really matter, like, who you're hurting.
Yeah.
It's just like, I need to be with this person, and it doesn't really even matter who the person is. It's just the feeling of validation. It's like, if it was James, doesn't matter if it was James, doesn't matter if it was like Schwartz, it just needs to be like the person who you're loved. It's like a codependent.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you remember when they were at Canyon Club? This was like second or third episode. Katie left. Raquel said, I don't know if she was drunk. I guess she was drinking. And she said, I want to make out with someone. And I just thought that was an interesting, like, just anybody. I want to make out with someone.
Yeah.
And so that's when she approached Schwartz. And he didn't.
Yeah. But
that was interesting. Like, that didn't feel necessarily like it was about Schwartz. That was just like, for some reason.
Yeah, it's about validation. And I mean, I think that goes back to pageants too, in a sense, like the validation. Obviously, it's not everybody's reason for getting into pageants, but that would be a route for a codependent to go down.
All right, so let's move on now. This is just a bunch of very fast little scenes, no voiceover. We see Ariana like getting in the pool topless. We see Sandoval in tears being comforted by his buddy Schwartz.
We see the famous shot of Ariana, the one that's been going viral.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. That's pretty much her face, yeah. I feel like someone pushed Sandoval. And then this next scene I want to talk about. Lisa Vanderpump is, I don't know if she's crying. I don't know if everybody else is crying. That's what it kind of looks like to me. Let's play it and we'll go back and talk about it. You will learn how to deal with your problems. And then they show this group scene. Katie looks like she had been crying, or she is crying. She's kind of in the forefront.
Yeah.
Behind her, Christina Kelly looks like she's crying. Peter looks distraught. Sandoval even looks like he's like wiping a tear. Raquel looks like she's laughing.
She's a sociopath.
Please look at that scene again. I actually sent you that picture. Tell me what is going on there.
Oh my God, she's literally smiling.
And she's the only one smiling. So you saw something on Reddit about...
I was just going to bring this up.
Okay.
So I actually saw this. This wasn't on Reddit. I saw this on Page 6, and then I saw this on Daily Mail. So Rob Dyrdek, who's a famous skateboarder, his wife is, I guess, like a beauty queen or in the pageant circuit. So I don't know if she knows Raquel this way, but she just posted, and this is like, I guess, kind of gotten picked up in the press too. She just posted this really kind of like emotional, vulnerably raw post about discovering late in life that she has an autism diagnosis. And it's really sweet. It's kind of like, for women, it's very common to have a later in life diagnosis for autism too. And boys are rambunctious. So women, it's commonly diagnosed later. Mm-hmm. So Rob Dyrdek's wife kind of posted about her journey with realizing that she had autism much later. And it's a really nice article too. And a lot of people were vocalizing support for her too. And what got picked up was a now deleted comment from our very own Raquel that said, I can relate. I can relate. Do not tell me that Raquel is going to try to spin this that she has autism, which is just so unfathomable and just so lower than low that she would try to use this.
And if you're saying I can relate, that's exactly what you're saying. Otherwise, that feels cruel to me that you're telling someone, oh yeah, I get it, like, because people don't like me, or well, like whatever, like it has to be that she's also saying she is on the spectrum, or right?
That was my interpretation of the post.
So
predict no other information. I mean, that's the only thing that she feels like she can't get out of this anymore.
So then the question is, do you think Raquel has been diagnosed, or is she diagnosing herself? Or, like, what do you think that is?
I mean, I think it's going to be really shady if she finds a doctor who will publicly diagnose her. But
yeah, that would be horrible.
Our firm, and if that comes out next, I think this timing is going to be really problematic.
I mean, look, unless it's true, I don't know. We don't know.
I know, we don't know. And like, listen, I know that Raquel, like last season, like she had a lot of trouble public speaking. I'm not going to say Raquel is like the last person I would guess out of this entire cast to have this diagnosis. However, given the timing, I would love to hear what everyone else thinks. But
one of you guys in the comments, asked the question, does anybody else think that she might have autism? I've never heard that before. I don't know anything about that. I've never heard any talk like that before. Or anyone mentioned that.
If can produce a diagnosis dating back years, that changes the conversation. But right now, it will feel really performative and extremely offensive to people with families of loved ones who have autism, and that's what I want to
now. That's what I keep thinking about. That's people like who really have.
From my limited experience with people on the autism spectrum disorder, the kindest, sweetest, most loving people, and
exactly
the most cutting person ever.
Yeah.
So,
right. Doesn't quite fit. Okay, let's finish this off strong with our favorite scene.
You want anything?
For you to die.
All right, I'll be Sandoval first.
Okay.
Do you want anything?
For you to die.
Oh, that was good.
You want anything?
For you to die.
That was good.
Thanks.
That was good.
I think yours was better. I think you nailed that last one.
It wasn't like the other one where there was such a clear, like, casting.
Okay. That is the mid-season trailer. I don't think there's anything else we could look at, because we stopped like every single second and talked.
What are you looking forward to for the rest of the season that we didn't get to see yet in the trailer? Yeah,
so I did catch a little bit of Lala on Juicy Scoop.
That was good.
Yes, and she, along with Andy Cohen, have said that everybody thinks that these episodes prior to it coming out, that like after it came out, producers came in and re-edited things. She swears that nothing has been re-edited either, and so does Andy Cohen. So I kind of have to believe that nothing's been re-edited. So when you ask, like, what am I looking forward to prior to the new ones? I guess there's 2 new ones, or I don't know how many.
No, just in general for the rest of the season.
So I'm looking forward to just continuing to, like, find these Easter eggs that make you cringe.
Yes.
Every time somebody says something and you know they don't know about the Scandoval yet, like, those are just fun to me.
Yes.
And just, I don't know, the season, aside from the Scandoval, I think it's a pretty good season. I think it stands on its own.
Like, I look forward to every episode.
Yeah, I think it stands on its own this season. And so I'm just enjoying it for what it is. And then, of course, I can't wait for when the camera's picked up again.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yes.
I'm very anxious. It's probably... I guess the things that bother me right now is I'm hearing that Raquel stopped filming or isn't coming. I don't know. If you ask me, here's my thing. Here's my thought. Then I will ask you yours. Should she be allowed back next season, or should Sandoval and all that?
It's a reality show.
100%, yes.
In LA, should she be allowed next season for sleeping with the boyfriend of one of the cast members?
Yeah, I want to know how this shakes out, and nothing would please me more as just a viewer, not a human being, if they were together as a couple, because I just want to watch what I think will be the lack of chemistry between those two. I do not see Sandoval and Raquel as a couple. So I just want to watch this relationship play out in front of me next season.
Yes.
How about you? What are you most looking forward to?
Okay. I'm looking forward to Kristen Doty returning. I cannot wait.
Right. Yes. Same.
I am going to be eagle-eyed looking out for when Raquel gets her lightning bolt necklace.
Oh, yes. Yes.
To see that.
Yeah.
Can't wait, because that's really going to signify for us, not their first hookup, because we're being told that happened after Sky Bar.
Mm-hmm. At the Mondrian. Mm-hmm.
But that really signifies, like, to me, a promise ring. And that maybe be like a hush necklace, too. Like a Keep Quiet Raquel.
But it's just merch, right? Is that what I'm hearing? It's Tom Tom merch?
I know. I don't
because the lightning bolt is part of their logo.
It is part of the logo. But
okay.
Like, that to him is like, he's like little special emoji.
Okay, well, it should be merch now.
It should for sure be
We
merch.
all should be wearing lightning bolt necklaces.
But, like, that's the promise ring. That's the, like, hey, like, I promise you, baby. Like, it's real. I got you a lightning bolt. Like, so she's not going to be like, I'm going to tell Ariana, I feel really bad about this. And he's like, no, look, it's real. I got you a lightning bolt. Like, that in my head is like, what's going on? And I have to see the first kiss on screen between Raquel and Tom.
Me too.
That's going to be good.
Yeah. And I mean, look, in some ways, and I feel terrible for her, but in some ways, this has to be the best thing that happened to Ariana, because Ariana wasn't necessarily a fan favorite.
No, in fact, she was kind of like a fan wet blanket for a while.
Yes, she was the one who took comedy too seriously.
Yeah,
I take sketch comedy.
With Stassi, who was the real queen bee.
So this kind of elevated her. It got people really supporting her from all over, from every angle. She's being like lifted and supported, and I have no doubt that something about her will be successful, like the most successful sandwich shop in LA.
I will go to that sandwich shop.
Yeah.
Sandwich.
Yeah. And she's stunning. She's a gorgeous woman, and will have no trouble finding a relationship in the future, finding somebody who, you know, deserves her. And so all good things to her.
Green trim. Oh, she looks so good. With the cutouts. That was the best. Like,
oh yeah, I have that.
She looked so happy.
I mean, I think everybody by now knows that, like, I think the first statement made after the Scandoval was from Tom Sandoval. Do I have that?
I deserve your anger, you are. But leave Schwartz alone.
Well, he basically didn't want Schwartz and Sandy's business to tank. That's what's
out of the fair. That's how it works.
That was his concern. Like, please don't take it out on the business. I employ a lot of people. They deserve, whatever. After that came out, everyone blasted him because he didn't mention Ariana's name once.
Right.
Then he came out with a second one where he mentioned Ariana's name like 5 times. Which was just so, because, yes. I guess Raquel's
sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
On Vital Files podcast, Kristen said that Tom's offline apology to Ariana, they live in the same house, of course, was not in person. It was just a paragraph text from upstairs to downstairs. That was the apology.
Oh my God.
They share a house.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be kidding me. Ariana's like, I'm not reading this.
So then Raquel's came out. I don't have a copy of her apology.
No, but I'm sure everyone's read it who's interested.
Right. And then I do have Ariana's. First of all, Ariana in this dress. It's like a dream.
It is so good.
It is like a pink that ombres into a green.
Watermelon.
At the hem. Yes.
She's in Mexico. She looks so good.
Why don't you read this one? This is her Instagram statement to everybody.
Sure. Hi, where to begin? I want to express my most sincere gratitude for the outpouring of love and support I've received from friends, family, and people I've never even met in the last 2 weeks. Where I felt like I couldn't even stand, you all have given me the strength to continue and see me in my darkest hours. To say I've been devastated and broken is an understatement. However, I know that I'm not in this alone. So many of my closest friends are also grieving this loss right now and reeling from this betrayal on so many levels. I'm so fucking lucky to have the best support system in the world, and I hope I can repay every single person for the love you've shown me. What doesn't kill me, better run. The best exit line.
Oh, I know.
I think everyone's like stealing this and quoting it.
Yep.
What doesn't kill me, better run.
Yep.
So strap on your sneakers, Sandoval and Raquel.
Yeah, I loved that. I think this just came out a couple days ago. Ariana's brother made a statement. Her brother Jeremy, who he has been on the show before.
Oh, no, I need to clarify this. This was one of the very first things I read. This was a comment on DJ James Kennedy's post. So DJ James Kennedy broke this news and he snipped the TMZ article breaking this that one Friday when this all posted. He posted it on his grid and Jeremy commented this under the article, and Jeremy was actually to me the real confirmation, because I figured TMZ article, we didn't know if it was real. James posted it and screenshotted it, and I was like, okay, this kind of feels real because James is posting it, but also James could just be posting it.
Yeah.
When James commented, I was like, oh, this is real. Jeremy commented. Yes.
All right, so this is what Jeremy says. It's funny to watch people social climb and be so fake that they're willing to on people that are supposed to be their, quote, best friend. A term that gets thrown around very often here, all just to come up or have some sort of storyline. This lifestyle in this group is beyond toxic, and I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. All just for clout from a corny-ass network like Bravo TV.
Wow, that is harsh.
Tom's a tryhard having a midlife crisis with his cringy band. That's true. And Raquel has faked her way to the top, trying to make something of her life, willing to step on whoever to get there, starting with James. Sell out, lame shit. Let's all remember that Raquel was a fan of the show before all of this. Does anyone pay attention? I remember that scene with James's mom saying, at least you met organically, Allie. Tell me, I don't remember how Raquel got on the show.
She just went to a see you next Tuesday and just hung around until James, scooped her up. Speaking of which, do you remember I told you that James's mom stole Kristen's credit card to buy Botox with it?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's right. I knew I was left with a feeling of I don't love James's mom. I do think she's a little bit of a con artist or something.
She's a con artist, yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, oh my God, I think we
covered it.
Yeah, I think we talked long enough. This was great, Jade. Thank you so much. I feel like we really scared people into thinking that you were like just like some baller that's just gonna come in here and like
bust some balls.
Yeah, just burn everybody to the ground.
I kind of did to Katie's boyfriend.
Oh, well, the person that deserved it the least. He's probably the sweetest guy. Okay, that was it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed having Jade here. It's always fun to like talk to her and get her viewpoint. And I think you could see how like we are similar in a lot of ways, but like we are also very different. And so she definitely brings like a different vibe to this than just me. So it's always fun having her on and chatting. And I hope she comes back to do a couple more. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. Also, please consider clicking on that bell icon if you would like to be notified every time I post something new. I am an Amazon affiliate. Please click on the links and info down in the description box below. Please feel free to comment. I love to hear from you guys, especially on this topic. I want to know what everybody thinks about the craziness that is Vanderpump Rules this season. And that's it. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.